it real, as it is going to be the match starting any second now. Well, let's just look down these players. Who is going to be your MVP of Infused?
Ozzy played phenomenally well, and Ozzy's someone that I've harped on a lot. I've always said he's very talented, and the thing is, Ozzy in this lineup has been one of the riflers that's been performing so well. He had those rounds where they had nothing, and he made a stake. He made a name for them in those rounds. But let's see if it's going to be the same old story from Infused, or if things will be a little bit different. Slow approach right now. Seem like they will go for that A burst. Try and gain mid control, work your way through connector. Last two players come through ramp, converge on towards the A site. They've been able to get through, especially undetected. Snods does work it out, though. And we know how damaging can be with that USP. Will barely gets away with his life in that scenario, though, as they tried to fire into him. Didn't actually take any damage.
Yeah, just backs off, withdraws from the situation, playing calm and collected, which so far so good for Endpoint. Perhaps our face is the right way, as we are just going to be waiting to see how this one is going to begin to unfold. Imi starting to get himself in position to push through connector. Ozzy should be able to find that opening headshot, which so he shall. But Mighty Max coming from CT. He was the MVP of our CT side. He's the man we believe in from Endpoint for the most part. Well, makes a bit of a mare of things. Shaney is going to take his head clean off. We see a quick response coming out from CT as well. The double man S squad making it work, but Snods, here he goes. This is his time to shine now as he finds a quick spindling frag for himself. Ezio just trying to cover off headshot.
No utility to work with makes it so hard. Sure, Snod's doing a fantastic amount of work. He's getting these headshots off. Takes down 3 members of the side of Infused, but that's all they can do. They can't get the bomb plant. It is going to go over. Infused, open up with the pistol. Now, already, they should be able to secure themselves 3 rounds on the board before Endpoint can do anything into this one.
I'm hoping this isn't that kind of 5-round stint we discussed. This first buy is going to be ever so important to really keep ourselves towards. Of course, I do kind of look towards that pistol round and go, you know what, it wasn't all over the place, though. It was very well played. We saw Ezio trying to cover that headshot angle as well, up towards Palace, just making sure the minute that was peaked, it was all well cut and done. However, the frags didn't quite fall into place, so we could see some recovery here. Who knows, the pistols will try and have a bit of an economic impact to strike on with a few frags, but at the same time, that first buy really is going to be ever so telling. At least the immediate future, Ozzy just challenging his inner food, hopping around the map, doing some work.
Yeah, Ozzy glides through the air there, doing a fairly effective amount of damage. It just falls once again on towards PT. It's in a bloodbath at the B-bomb site. They're going to get the bomb plant as well, so they get even more cash thrown into their side. Off the back of the kills, they got these SMGs as well. Huge play so far from Infused, and Pete, he's basically just left to tiptoe around, hope to try and find an exit if possible, but he should be smited.
Should really be coming any second now, but he's keeping it delayed. Just wants to have needle hanging well and truly above his head, waiting for it to fall. But you know what, damage? Fair play to the guy. He wants to make sure he gets maximum impact out of the angles that he can play, waiting to see if he can deny Infused from just sprinting out through ramps. But if they're smart, they'll realise this. They'll clock onto this. They'll force him to have to push, which is a fight that he's not really, well, strengthened to take, and that's going to be the case. Has to back up again. Doesn't seem to want to fall, but doesn't know. He's going to die to the bomb anyway, so it makes absolutely zero difference.
Yeah, gets caught by the bomb blast, gets taken down. The buys come through even further. Obviously, Infused looking good, but you expect them to win these rounds. They should be easy for them. They shouldn't really have much of a fight up against Endpoint at this point, as they have no money to work with. This is the last easy one, though, for Infused, as sure, they should take this. Then the game changer starts to come into effect. That's when Endpoint needs to bounce back. Aggression towards the bomb site, though. Pickles leading the charge. AK ready to slay. Once Nick SEO hit the DCK, starts taking him down. There's the follow-up as well from Ozzy. Spanners running towards Snug. Shaney as well, keeping it up. Firepower galore as they rip their way through all of that CT side defense. PT, last man left standing. Deja vu anyone. Shiki will take him down. And there you have it. Those 3 rounds have been secured. And this is where things start to get serious. Full buy will come in. But you're going to have to wait and see, as we're left on a cliffhanger. You've got to wait till next year. It's like Star Wars films.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time, guys. Sorry, we didn't quite have the budget to cover this next round, so we're just going to have to wait for that one. We are just currently scrambling to make sure we can pull through. But at least they got some kills with some Act 10s. That's providing us a little bit of money to play with.
True. Other films are available,
yep,
of course.
Other brands, other options. You can go to your local, HMV, you can get all the films you want there. It's all well and good.
Other shops are available.
Got to cover our bases a second.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man.
HMV, it's a risky place nowadays. You got to make sure you have some spice of life. Amazon online, of course, always available too.
It's promoting all these shops. I don't know what's going on.
Mate, it's just get a bit of cash under the table.
Worse than Snods. But anyway, obviously, pistol rounds. They've had a pistol before, haven't they? They know how to use pistols.
Pistols, just things that really happen. I think there is always that plus right now. For Infused, they've started off strong, right? They've got all that money. It's all going to be there. Getting 3 kills with the SMGs as well as everything they need going through this buy. So here's the fateful point, right? Is there an axe there ready to swing at Endpoint? They get that 5-0, just completely smattered onto them, and it's done and dusted within the first 5 rounds? Or are we going to see this first buy work out for them? I'm hoping they've got some strategy, they've got a tactic that isn't just default out and get a feel straight away. What I want to see is Endpoint go for a quick play, make the right decisions, get that first round, and then fall back into that standard sort of style.
Well, I mean, if Breath of the Wild has taught me anything, there's only a certain amount of times you can hit something with an axe before it's going to break.
Yeah.
And then you need to find something else. So, sure, it might have worked so far. They have got that pistol around on the board. They have that little bit of a buffer to play with. But it gets serious now. Especially with Endpoint, with the money they're going to have. You see that AWP coming out on Snods. He's very dynamic on the right. This is a map where he's going to excel. This is his proving ground. And he knows how to play very well. And there it is. The buy have come out. The rifle's on board as well. Fairly good distribution and utility. They've got 3 kits. I'm happy with that. Let's see how it will go, though. Obviously, Snods, if he takes that aggression towards mid early. Actually, no. Where's he going to go for? He's going for the Apps peak early. Look at this. Yeah, Palace peak. He's just going to work his way through. Try and get the first frag. Should actually get the opener on towards Shiki here. This is good.
Shiki's just not giving it to him, though. He's playing this one ever so carefully, just going to creep up bit by bit, and clearly has a rough idea of that something is going on, expecting some sort of aggression, is eventually going to go close and personal, though, and this is where things get given up, as it is going to be a short face coming in from him. He picks off Ozzy off the back of a bit of a bad smoke. Snods now has to fall back and go aggressive towards ramp. This is ever so tough to make work, but here he goes, a fish directly out of water. Pickle's caught. But Snods still making it work, still standing, running even further forward, but finally Cheney will put him through a Lumpy as well. A double kill being chimed in by Shiki. It's just frags all over the place. Madness coming out on this A site.
Yeah, really awkward stuff there. It's gone so far south. Shaney as well, now being able to scavenge the AWP. He's on his home ground. He can just shut them down. SEO, railed. 6-shot comes out from Lumji. Snapshot, headshot. Infused, they get the rifle round, they get the first full buy. That is so unfortunate. Snods, he was lucky to get the frag on towards ramp. They should have converged onto him and actually killed them there, but it just doesn't go their way. And now instantly, another pause is going to come out. They're going to try and work on things. I mean, I'm not sure if this is going to be, you know, what this even is here. It must be a tech issue, I'd imagine, rather than a straight way off the back a tactical, but wow, Endpoint, that's so unfortunate. They needed that opening round because once again, this now gets infused into a 5-0 situation. Good play already in their T half. And we know their CT halves are usually pretty dominant. So it's kind of scary already. You also give Shaney a free AWP. So he has 5.7k in the bank and he has an AWP in his hands where he can now roam around, be a little bit more loose. Shiki will let him off the leash and he can just burst his way through and cause a stir.
So the positives for Endpoint are they went for something different, they tried to be fresh. We saw Snods go for that Palace peak, which would have been good, but then the brain power from Shiki come into play. He actually knew it was coming, so didn't phase at all, just sat tight, expecting some sort of counter-aggression from that CT side. So Snods was already completely cut out of the round, tried to have an impact towards ramp, and fair play to Die, he got that pick. But the problem is a lot of these duels were lost. It gets very, very awkward.
Max is having a spin.
He's loving life right now, just giving it a cheeky plus left. No, there we go.
There we go. There he is. He's banned plus left in console, and he's done. So, if this is a tactical pause...
What are they talking about, is what I want to know, because surely after one buy round, it's not just, boys, it's all over, we're done, we're leaving. Match. It's not like that. I'm assuming there's something technical going on. Their TeamSpeak has crashed or some other random thing. This can't be a tactical. Can we get confirmation on what this pause is? Because...
Max has accidentally bound plus left, and he can't unbind it.
Yeah, it's a tough task to tap that console.
Yeah, his tilde key's broke.
Yeah, it's all gone wrong.
Oh, it's that keyboard he's got. Classic Max.
Tell me, what keyboard are you using?
Who Max is?
Yeah, Microsoft keyboard here, right?
Wait, I was going to give you an accurate answer. But
what keyboard is he actually using now? Tell us.
Oh, God. I can't remember. They only sell it in China. Oh. It's full metal, and he got it when they went to that event. That event that I won't mention the branding of, but they had an event, didn't they, in China?
Other events are available, of course, guys. You can, of course, get yourself to any event near you, including some wonderful Belong stores, as mentioned previously.
Yeah, are you from Portsmouth? Then you're in luck.
Boom.
Maybe not because you're from Portsmouth, but there is a Belong store there, so get down there. Come on.
Are you going to go on a conquest to your local store and prove that you are the best in CS? Yeah.
Just walk in.
Just walk in.
Kick the door in. Do you not know who I am? Excuse me, that's £5. No, it isn't. Let's kick off.
Yeah.
Well, we're back.
We're back in action.
They've still not fixed the plus left. Max is still bugged in spawn, so it's all gone wrong.
Yeah, just dodgy keyboards. What can you say?
Ooh.
Oh.
Is that a dig?
Is that a dig up?
I'm not sure.
Random
unknown brand.
An unknown brand.
He's on fire today. Absolutely giving it. Classic flakes.
Classic flakes.
More like flak, because you're shooting flak cannons everywhere.
Boom.
There he is. Giving it. Was that Salt Bay?
There's a bit of salt, yeah. Loving it.
Fantastic.
So, I don't
no idea what's going on.
yeah, no idea what is taking place.
We still don't know if it is tack or technical.
Yeah, no one really knows. I'm just kind of gonna take a glance up and have a look around. Really, what is there? Anything that really comes to mind? It was a tactical pause. Actually, we've had that confirmed.
It was tack.
Now we don't know though. So studio
No idea
confused.
what's
We're
going on
confused. Stuff is happening.
Should I
Yeah.
give Ian a ring?
Just give him a quick buzz, find out what's going on. You know,
Yeah. What's happened?
what's happened? What's gone wrong?
Yeah. Well, it's not looking good so far. Obviously, I need to try and bounce back though, as things shouldn't go this way.
Tell you what, it could be a tactical. It was an interesting tactical that I found out when I was at IM, right? For the
Okay.
there was a female CS tournament. They took a tactical pause to go to the toilet. So perhaps this is the new reform thing.
Is that
yes.
tactical?
Yeah, I don't know why it was
I
a
didn't,
tactical.
I don't think you're not supposed to talk to each other.
Yeah, no, it was a bit of a
No,
weird one.
wait, that's technical. Oh, imagine a technical pause for a wee. That is technical, actually. I'd give you that.
Yeah, just weird. You got any weird tech pauses? Any done anything funky? Pizza at the door is usually one, right?
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
old prem
probably.
story.
If you order pizza.
Yeah.
I mean,
The crap we're coming out of right now, honestly, I don't understand.
You say crack, mate. It's not his ear, alright? I don't know if you knew about what he was doing last week.
Oh, do tell us.
Well, everyone that saw the stream will know, but
Yeah.
yeah, Snods.
At least you got your chair in the end.
I do. Yeah, I'm very, very glad my chair. But yeah, obviously Snods wasn't on crack because apparently that was what I said. That wasn't what I said. It was a joke from
Yeah.
last week. You guys know. We all know. No one knows what's going on though.
Yeah, no one really has.
I'm gonna take a seat in my comfy chair.
Talk to me about this chair.
actually.
I
Why
wanna
don't
know.
you Why don't you take a seat, Flakes?
I feel like I don't want to break the chair though, right? Like
You
it's.
sure?
I'm sure. Actually, you know what? We'll give it a try. Let me-
Yeah,
Let's take a
it's
seat.
very comfortable.
There we go. We're here in the end. It's worked out okay.
We are. I feel very far away. It's like the Grand
Come back to me,
Canyon.
Jackie. You're so
Oh,
far
it's
away,
like
dude.
the end of Titanic.
Yeah.
Other films are available, of course. It's not just Titanic, is there? Multiple boats as well. Boats?
Boats. Yeah.
Everyone loves a boat.
Other boats. You know, there are always other cruise ships you can find.
Ah, isn't this good?
Why is this
The
going on?
gang back together again.
Yeah. Do
Ah.
call in, guys. This is the perfect time to have a bit of a call-in segment, right? If you want to get involved at UK Masters on Twitter to get yourself in on the action.
Yeah, tweet at us.
Tweet us. Give us something to discuss.
So we'll be waiting for that. In your own time, we'll be waiting.
Don't worry, we've got all day, boys. So we've got a message. A message is being written. There's at least. Oh no, never mind. Never mind.
There's
That
at
just,
least, alright. So there's a delay on tweets.
Yeah.
So we've got at least an hour before they start coming in, ideally.
yeah. Thanks you. Thanks UKCS. You're doing us proud. Love it.
Well, I mean, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, this is a pretty good chair. Honestly, I'd rate it.
I'm alright. I feel good.
Yeah.
Oh. So then,
Well,
do you like weather?
I love me some weather. The weather today in Basingstoke though was a bit grim. Not gonna lie. It's a lot of rain.
Yeah, wasn't a fan. Let's bring the
Mm.
table up.
Let's bring the table up. Let's talk about the table.
Show me that. Show me Foxes for 25 points. Ah, fish. I was close.
Close. Not quite a cigar, but close enough. Of course, look at the table. Fish running away with this. 12 points.
Yeah. Oh, it's like Jeopardy, but not really. Other TV shows are available.
CX had a bit of a mare, of course.
Yep. Where they should be. At the
Oh.
bottom there, struggling.
Where they should be, that's a-
Wee.
That's a good comment. Yeah, loving it.
Banter. A little bit of a cheeky dig there.
Yeah, gotta go throw in a bit of spice, of course.
Oh, loving it. No, but obviously CX did pretty well at Epic Land. They took that second place up against the mixed team, XL Endpoint. Max and Co just really dominated their way through them there. But yeah, CX, they're looking good with a new lineup. They've caused a bit of a stir. Unfortunately, in UKM though, they've struggled. They really haven't struggled. We're in. We're back in the game. It's happened. Max has fixed his keyboard. Oh my god.
Well, there we go. We actually get to see some action now as well. Finally back in the action. This almost feels like starting a fresh new game. Endpoint, they're on pistols. We waited so long to see these pistols.
Yeah, man. You're not wrong. I don't know. Let's see what happens though. Shaney, obviously, he's got an AWP, hasn't he?
Yep, pick one up for free, of course. A lot of value in that for him. Maybe they were just waiting. They just Amazon Primed Insta, 1 hour Amazon Prime. Can't go wrong with that. Get a new keyboard.
I was on Amazon Pantry, guys. I was really hungry. What do you mean? Other shops are available. Okay.
Either way, though, we are back in the game, and let's talk about the action. We've got a frag coming in over towards Connector. Ozzy is going to pierce the head of Mighty Max. But this should be ever so easy. It should be a really comfortable round there. There isn't too much excitement. There is no flare up in the sky popping off like a firework. This is just pistols.
Yep, dead now, of course, is Imi. Killed by Ozzy. Hungry for the follow-up frag as well. PT. Oh, as gone as Birmingham Salvo is. Push comes through, hungry for more. Aussie is just single-handedly dispatching the round. You expected it to go this way. Obviously, that pause would have been for the follow-up round. Aussie's hungry for an ace now at this point as he works his way around. He's a big boy, hungry boy. Aggression, though. Snorts is holding a cheeky little angle. Kills him. Isn't going to happen. You only get 4, not 5. That equals maths. 9.
Good old maths. Do love it. Not quite Emmy, are you, with the mathematician side of things? Emmy, both the smart man. Maths, science guy, he knows it all. Builds it into some strategy in CSGO, because apparently you need those things, I don't even know. But 0 and 5, let's get back into the action. Jokes all aside, we finally get to see a buy round. This is it for Endpoint. A double AWP setup. Immy and Snods both combining to make this one work for the CT side.
Yeah, this will be good as well. Immy's going to go for the fast connect peek. I like this. Just go for the aggressive play. Ooh, Shane spots him out and kills him, though. Wasn't going to be quick on the reposition. Gets taken down. You can see Snods coming in trying to go for the trade back. Does do so. This is good. At least they go 1 for 1 at this point, and that AWP isn't going to get scavenged. The real play's coming out towards the A bomb site, though. Pickle's leading the charge as he tries to walk his way through. How's the back of Aussie and Curry? They double up to take down Mighty Max, the double team. He couldn't take it.
Look at that ramp push, though. It's PT there. They had to go huge, but just does nothing at all. Shiki was just almost inaccidentally waiting for it. So such a weird little position to be held, but one that has so much reward. Because Endpoint, this buy, done and dusted. There is nothing they can do here. Snods is going, boys, please, just give me an AWP. Just let me save that. I beg. Ezio, similar sort of storyline, wants that rifle, but he's going face first against Shiki, a battle that he, straight off the bat, loses.
Yeah, taken down. Snods as well. Going to miss the shot. Tries to reposition. This is awkward. Luckily, we'll be able to take down Shiki at the very least. They're not going to lose that, but he has to stay alive. We can't see all 5 rebuys being forced out on the side of Endpoint. They just simply don't have enough money to play with.
He is getting hunted down. The question is, how long can he last? Does he just enough time? Quick charge coming on up. Maybe he's going to survive. Oh, just within a second, literally an extra second, and he was dead there. So keeps the AWP. But what can Endpoint do with it? It's 6-0.
Yeah.
I was scared about this. I was legitimately worried that this could happen. But I didn't think we'd be looking at a 6-0. I thought, okay, we'd get, maybe 4 or 5 rounds. Endpoint, the first few buys would go wrong. But I didn't expect Infused to be able to build up to 6, playing for their 7th. This is bad.
Yep. Infused are looking very on point right now. Everyone's looking fairly crisp. They've been doing work on the site take. PT, once again, playing close by ramp. Nade will go through, trying to transfer damage. He should be aware that there is a player close by, and Lumji and Coz, they just set up for this, just hedging. You can see he's hungry for it. Flashbang. Pete, with a peek.
Straight off the bat, they go for a second, and Aussie just going to take it wide open. Mighty Max just saying, it's alright guys, I'm here, don't worry, I'm just going to fall. Snod's now trying to pop off with the AW. He found himself 1 in the process, but unfortunately 1 is just bare minimum at this point. They need more. Immy over towards the top mid. Doesn't work himself, takes down Shiki, bringing it back to a 3 versus 3, but just look at the HP across the board. 2 low players for Infused and 2 excruciatingly low for Endpoint as well. But the advantage falls all in the court of Infused. They have the afterplant position. Snod's going to lose his head towards stairs. Being stuck in connector as a CT side with two men in ramp and 1 on site. How on earth are Endpoint supposed to even get close to the site, let alone try and pop off for a defuse?
Yeah. Forced to save. Luckily, Immy has that AWP, so he can either opt to hold on to it, he's the secondary AWP for the team, or he can drop it over towards Snods. But man, this is looking shaky right now. Endpoint, definitely not what I expect to see at all. It seems like it's hit them hard, and they haven't been able to find their feet at all. They've just been left in the dirt at this point. They can get a buyout now, though. They have the AWP at the very least. Economy is going to be lacking, so they just have to basically invest everything into this if they want to go for it. Buy around the 2 players that have weapons anyway. But yeah, it's literally just 2 players with utility. Actually, no, they have a little bit more to play with, and it's not too bad. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Every single time Endpoint set up for something, they try and go for an aggressive push, they try and make a play. Infused seemed to read them like a book. They knew that ramp peak was coming. They were set up with 3 players there just holding for it, with a crossfire as well as the insurance policy for the trade. So in fairness to Infused, you've got to give it to them. They know exactly how Endpoint they're going to play, and they're sitting there waiting for it. They've got a strap back out and going, alright boys, it's the 8th round, Endpoint, they're going to do this. And they do exactly that. They follow their lead, and Infused get the picks. So it's very rough times for Endpoint now. They need to get themselves up, get some motivation, and find something that works. They've gone back to literally passive angles for the most part. They've got a little bit of aggression mode in, but look at the amount of damage that's being done with utility. Ezio is going to claim first blood though, so that's at least some positive, but Shaney straight with the nade, dunking back on towards Max.
Yeah, getting those frags looking good. Pete as well, going to come with one off on towards Ozzy. Double up towards Pickles as well. Finally, they're actually in a good spot. Shiki left in a 1v4. This is not a round that he should win. 50 seconds left to play with as well as he makes his approach through. The angles are being covered. Emmy should just peek out and dispatch him. Oh, but he gives himself away there. He spots out the foot. But Shiki, no matter what, even if he gets this kill, should be traded out fairly quickly.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to get some frags, but a clutch, a completely different scenario in itself. He's walking closer towards bench, and the minute he does that, PT, waiting patiently in shadow, will just strike on through the Scorpion that no one expected. There's Endpoint around on the board, but yet again, possibly another tech pause. That's hard.
Yeah, the pause coming in at this point as someone has disconnected. It's going to be PT that has unfortunately left the server. Obviously going to be rejoining. So another issue has arose. Not fantastic right now.
It's tough for them, right? Like, everything worked out for them in the first map. They had no issues. Everything was comfy. And the second map, everything has just gone wrong for them. They've had tech issues. They've got a score that's now 1-7. And I don't want to be that guy. I'm just going to be the realist, though, which is that at a 1-7 score and you get your first round on the board, what statistically happens 9 times out of 10, especially within UKCS results with teams such as this? That reset. If they get reset right now, this half, you can practically write it off.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know if it might be as well. I know Pete's just moved house, so obviously it could be something to do with his internet.
Yeah.
Probably the issue behind why that's happened. But he has rejoined the server now, has got back in. But yeah, they need to win this round. They can't let this one slip. Infused picked this up. This is going to be a great result for them. They've already done well, being able to best Endpoint on that first map. But if they go for a 2-0 in this, it's going to be horrendous. Pete as well should be able to grab his gun. Does he not have a gun because he disconnected? Oh,
no, it's on the floor. It should be there with his body kit as well for him. So everything's worked out. But yeah, just the sheer amount of money that's been invested into this round, that's what? $30,000, extra 50 cents in there as well. Pretty much going all in at the roulette table right now for Endpoint. They lose this round, done and dusted. It's practically all over in this first half. So this is crucial for them. Infused, already getting ever so aggressive down mid, literally just sparkling their way through in towards connector, getting themselves control of underpass as well. Right now, the map is their oyster. But what did we talk about yesterday? Mid control. It's all well and good. You need to be able to do something with it.
Yeah, you gain that mid control, but when they're playing this setup where they basically just shut you down at the choke points, that's where you get completely shut down. You have no real breathing room. You can't really do too much into it. Oh, the peek from me as well. That's huge. Not only does he find the bomb planter, he gets the kill on towards Shaney and leaves him in such an awkward spot. Ozzy's only on 1 HP, so with this push coming through from PT as well, this could be massively damaging. Oh, Ozzy repositions at just the right time. Pete would have been able to find that frag there.
Does pick up the bomb though, which is something that they dearly needed. Imi trying to play through the gap in the smoke, gets the information ever so early on, which certainly will help them in prompting them that this is going to be a quick underpass push, a relocation perhaps up on towards B, which serves quite well towards Snod's position, bear in mind, drops down a Molotov and withdraws. He doesn't want to risk just falling ever so early on and leaving his B site wide open. So instead he falls further and further back. He'll get that first pick in an ideal world, and then he'll fall off.
Yeah. Reposition coming through. They want to try and take their fight towards that B-bomb site. Pickles is going to be the one to lead the charge. They have utility. They are a man down, sure, but they're walking for the crosshair of Snods that makes the situation even worse. Eliminating Pickles, forced to reposition as well. Lumgy has snuck out towards the A-bomb site, but he's a little bit late to go for the backstab, especially when Max is still there. He gets on frag, a quick trade back, and it doesn't even go that far. They eliminate him. Now, Infused, hoping to go for this the rotate back towards the A-bomb site and take it late into the round. It's not going to work out that way. They have to save.
Yeah, they have no time either. There's 3 seconds left on the clock. It's all but done and dusted. Endpoint, they pull through. It has finally gone their way. A round has been chained together. They will not get reset. They keep a lot of money. They don't have to rebuy much at all, just utility for the most part, which means $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 pretty much every single player, bar Rezio. So much, much better for them. But can they still hold it together? Infused, because they can also still buy. They've got the AWP into the hands of Shaney as expected. Pretty much no different from any of their other rounds. Still going for that mid control, but well met by Snots to find another first blood.
Yeah, good stuff. He will be able to take down Shaney. Oh, the trade comes back in off the back of Ozzy though, charging through, running rampant with his rifle skills. He finds that headshot off on towards Pete. Now, left in a 4 versus 4 already with the trade. It does favour the T's, and it gets even further in their favour as Lumgy will find the frag off on towards Mighty Max, leaving him in a 3 versus 4. Not a great situation. Snods will arrive on the scene, hoping to cause a stir if possible with the AWP, as he needs to recover things for Endpoint.
Shiki going to miss a shot down on towards him, giving him just an extra lifeline to play with. Doesn't quite have 9 lives, but the second is something that he will dart on forward and grab with both arms. But Endpoint, they still have to be very cautious about what site's being taken. You can see Imi actually being tugged along by Pickles over on towards this B site, which really aids on this B site push. Snod's now having to do so much work with the AWP, but he's getting a double kill, making it stick now as he throws everything he's got out one direction towards ramp, towards his pallet push, and he finds the frags. A triple kill for Snods, the fresh man in this team. This can make it happen for them. Ozzy, though, with one back in return on towards him, he does open up the door, but he has to run and get that bomb. This is going to be tough. 35 seconds left to play with.
Ozzy trying to go for this frag. Reposition on towards the site. Finds the frag towards Snods. Leaves himself in a 1 versus 1. This is awkward now, but it's up against SEO. The clutch Meister goes for the peak. Finds the headshot. Nicely done by SEO there as he rattles him down. And they keep themselves in this. Unfortunately, couldn't recover the AWP. They do have money to play with.
The question has to be asked. Tactical pause. Perfect time for Infused, I think. 3 rounds have been changed together by Endpoint, so they're thinking to themselves, okay, right, we've just let them get 3. Let's not throw away this huge lead that we've been able to garner. So instead, let's chime in with that tac pause. Let's just sit back for a second and work out what's going wrong.
Yeah, have a talk, have a brief discussion. Whip up some Venn diagrams, some pie diagrams. Possibly even some flowcharts.
Yeah, go whip out those graphs too, don't forget them.
Sure.
It's not all about the graphics, dude.
Yeah, they're going to be working their way through that. Obviously, try and find some structure. There they are.
Boom.
Wow. That's what I like to see.
Oh, we've got variety as well. Total kills too.
Nice.
Enzo's doing pretty good, actually, in fairness to him. I think that's certainly a player that you can put on the spotlight, but Snods, even more so, really just having an impact. The only player, I believe, on the Endpoint side to be in double digits right now. So really pretty much the anchor that keeps them in this game. Without Snods, would it be 3-7, or would it be, what, 9-0, 10-0?
Yeah, it's true. He's had some massively impactful plays with the AWP towards that A-bomb site, countering them hugely. Also, as well, when they went for the site push before, he was the one that was actually able to hurt a fawn in their side and slow them down, and the B plays. So, good play for Snods. Being very organic with the AWP, what I like to see, being utilised very well. This time, holding a cheeky little pixel angle towards that palace on the A-bomb site as the push does start to trickle out. Shiki will be sneaky as he tiptoes his way through, but can the beast from the northeast actually find these frags? Or will they be warded off?
Snods' information is going to be gathered by Ozzy. He would have heard that scope and have a rough idea of what kind of setup Endpoint have tried to form on it. Of course, it's not too late for Infused to build back into this and start to really take control of the situation yet again. But information seems to be the aim right now. But 55 seconds on the clock, they do have to begin to fall into place. But PT, with a crafty little off angle, just takes down Shiki in the off angle that he was trying to play himself, as he did try and tiptoe out, but all but meaningless now. It's pitted into a 5 versus 4 Infused. You can get angry, you can get frustrated, but you still have to find those picks, and nice and quickly too.
Lumju just offers himself up as a free kill for Pete there. He's going to clear the angle far too late by the time he starts to adjust his aim. Towards the bomb site though, Ozzy will be the one to find the entry. You should imagine as he makes the slow approach. Will claim one towards SEO. Neil to follow up onto Dimmy, but it isn't going to go in his favour. Pickles is there, he gives himself away with a random AK tap out, so Imi can reposition to stay hidden. Knows they're starting to drop down, will heal that audio cue of them landing. Finds the frag towards Shaney, but Pickles with a fast trade back, leaves himself in a 1 versus 3 now. Hungry for the frag, with 10 seconds left on the board. He has to grab the bomb, has to plant it right now. Oh, he's 4 HP, and I don't think he's got it actually. I think he's just planted just after 4 seconds. Time's up anyway, but it won't matter. Max does kill him.
Unfortunate stuff, but for Endpoint, it's a win-win again. They're building up money, they're chaining these rounds together, and they're starting to build into things now. Infused, their money as well, it's kind of beginning to run thin now. They've got $3,000 on a few players. They had enough to get up a few rifles if they so choose, but instead they've gone for arguably what is the more sensible option, the one that really kind of backs behind having an idea of how you're going to approach these rounds, which is buy the tech knives now, get Kevlar on every single player, have some utility, and then make sure that when you go into your next buy, they have that AWP too.
Yeah, this is good though. Endpoint needs to try and get as many of these rounds as possible. Obviously, this is the thing. Infused on this one, aren't going to be able to achieve too much. Just go for a brute force play, try and charge down, overwhelm your opponent. That's why they're going for this rush. But Ezio with a 4K quad kill comes out as he just rips his way through everyone. Fantastic play up against the Eco. Just leaves Shiki left standing. He's just going to retreat and try and burn away any chance of Ezio hunting him down. He's left in a 1 versus 5 though. Not a situation he should be able to pick up.
Yeah, really a bit of a tough one now. Shiki just going to be running away, thinking to himself, you know what, Ezio, he loves the eco frags, doesn't he? And Shiki just going to be left to kind of just still spindle around with his knife, look to see, okay, can I find something? But there is no rifle dropped. It's just Tech 9. So what do you want to do? Swap out for a different skin, perhaps? That's all well and good, but that's about the only value you've really got. You've got 55 seconds to try and play for a plant if you can get to the bomb, or try and force this with a frag, but all you're doing is presenting your back left unturned. As Mighty Max is going to search around the place, pick up a headshot, and Endpoint build further into this scoreline now. 5-7, completely different from the start.
Yeah, this is a huge change in momentum all of a sudden. Seems like they've actually been able to lock things down. That huge pause definitely helped. I don't know if there was a bit of a communication breakdown, but since they stopped, took time out, and actually spoke about things, they've been back on the ball, looking strong, being able to work their way through these rounds very swiftly. Sniping 10th round for his famous play, but Shaney, too fast there, smacking him down.
The first pick that falls into place now. This T-side leaving no stone unturned as they make this push happen. Ozzy to claim the life of Imi. PT just going to play over towards the flip side of Firebox, trying to make it work as he hugs on tight, but that problem with the position there is that he can be overwhelmed from stairs, because bear in mind, Ozzy, he's still pushing Lumgy as well. That's 3 angles left for PT to deal with. It's just too much to ask. Lumgy going to finally secure that pick. Mighty Max is going to pop off and try and find 2 in return. But 1, well, that's not quite enough. A 2 versus 4. Ezio's going to be the supporting actor in this play. Nefersum, they're keeping them off the side. Ezio actually could have dunked out Lumgy. But it's still a 2v2. With that rotate going towards B, I mean, the Infused have a very strong shot at this round.
Oh, Ezio then unfortunately gets caught off guard by Pickles, but Max will be there for the quick trade back. Aggressive play in towards the bomb site now. Shiki gets the bomb planted. Trying to hold his angles. He tiptoes around. Max has the AK. Should be able to find the headshot. The spam comes through, but not quite the frag just yet. Hungry for the push. Max is completely aware of his positioning though, and it's easy to take him down.
Yeah, some good positions here and there, but the execution fell a bit awry, and some odd angles as well being faced from the Infused side of things, leading them down to that 1 versus 1 clutch, which, well, a road they didn't quite want to end up finding themselves sat upon. The 6-7 now is the score, and Endpoint 1 away from tying things up, which is completely different from the way we started this entire show. But so far so good. The question has to be asked now though, do they actually have a shot of winning this half?
Very possible right now. It seems like they are on that stint to actually claim themselves an 8-7 half. I mean, Team Infused just doing the same old thing. They're not really adapting very well. They're just getting shut down round after round. It's looking more like Team Confused right now, as they just don't have an answer.
Yeah, a bit all over the place. Starting to realise that, oh, it's all good. We've got 7 rounds with the strat, but there comes a time and a place to flip that switch and come out with something different, something fresh. Well, we haven't quite seen that. Endpoint, they've taken whole advantage of this T side, and now they're just trying to do the same thing again. Because bear in mind, Endpoint, they're not doing anything overly zealous. They're not going for those quick peaks anymore. They're not going for some ramp pushes. They're literally playing passively. They're holding these sites, they're getting the information, and then setting up. They're playing much more reactive instead of proactive. Which, if you look at the way that Infused were able to claim those 7 rounds, it's a complete different from the CT side.
Yeah, it's very organic now. Bending, but not breaking. It's a lot better. Max with a sick shot on towards Shaney. SEO as well, taking down Pickles. This round should be snapped up for them. You leave yourself in such a huge advantage in the battle of attrition. Imi as well, just holding back now. You can see him actually falling back very effectively, playing these positions a lot more organically. It's looking huge. Pete as well, going to be able to shut down Shiki. There's a follow-up frag from Mighty Max, another headshot. And Ozzy possibly timed out here as he just sits towards T-spawn.
He's just like enjoying the wall, mate. He's just admiring the artwork and the bricks. Clearly a very talented bricklayer made that happen. Fortunately for Ozzy, he's just going to still stare ever so intently as PT and Co will look to at least hunt him down, but yeah, he's just going to sit tight. I think you got to look at this right and go, okay, Endpoint, you start off strong, you're keeping it going. Now just end this stint with that 8-7. It'd be everything they asked for, if not better. It gets them excited, it gets nods, screaming. Getting that kind of that vibe is everything they need in their life right now. And then going into that second half is where things really can go.
Yeah, it's true. So able to lock that down. Really get themselves into a good situation in terms of actually having some hype behind them, some flow. It'll be good. But we're going to have to wait and see how that one will unfold. Obviously, there's another pause coming in because Ozzy has disconnected. I assume this will be a technical pause as we wait for Ozzy to rejoin the server. Then, once that happens, things will return to the normal flow of time. The sands of time will be lifted from the pedestal of time in the temple of time by the hero of time.
A whole lot of time has to be said, but time will tell. What we are going to witness, of course, 7-7. Waiting to see whether Infused will be able to sneak in that final round, break away from that long stint that Endpoint have brought to the table. I think you've got to look at their players right now on Infused and go, okay, where did things go wrong for them? Because we already covered the repetition. It's been a very commonly talked about point. We've talked about it for days on end. But there's also a big difference as well in the way Infused have pushed. They, at the start, were playing together. They were going into this quick 5-man unit, but I'd argue they got complacent. They started to go solo.
Yeah, they have been. And this is the thing as well. Endpoint right now just looking a whole lot more on point when they're finding these frags. Just saying, we're going to be able to shut you down every push you go for. If you don't like that transaction, I'll stab you in the gums with a screwdriver.
That being said, I think you got to look at towards Ezio as well, right, and go. We talked about Endpoint being very, very kind of reactive in their approach, but Ezio has been sneaking in these small little pushes over towards B-side apps as well, which he does it so late in the round that it has so much value because his objective there is, okay, he knows he's got support on that B-side even if he falls, he gets the information, he secures that it's going to be an A push or an A split through connector, which 9 times out of 10 it has been for Infused, which just really totals up to all the information favouring the CT side.
Yeah, Ben's a very reactive player. He's very usable in this team. That's why he works so well with him. You know, you set him out on these little individual missions. He'll get information plays. He'll get those huge moments that you need that allow you to propel yourself forward. And right now, I think it's just more of a... I don't know. It's just, can they keep this up when they work their way from the T side? Will we see any moments of them actually slowing down? They're on a good burn right now. Everyone's looking happy. They're working their way through very effectively. It just depends if they can keep this up or if it is just a brief stint. That's the only worry.
It's a big question, but at the end of the day, it's kind of, you know...
Let's pull them in.
Pull them in, dude. Love the viewers. Just get it going again.
In.
There you go, boys. No, I think, yeah, the way I kind of view Lucas was almost a bit of a gym routine, right? You don't want to start off strong and eventually kind of burn out and have nothing left. It's all about making sure that you keep it together nice and mean and get a long session. Which, for Endpoint right now, they've been able to do it so far, but the second half, all the more importance, because it's all good getting yourself 9 or 10 rounds, but what does that mean if you can't draw it up?
It's true. They've been doing their back all day. Back's feeling good.
It's what, leg day now?
They're getting a slight ache. Yeah. No, dude, come on. They're moving on to shoulders. They're getting their shoulders in. Shoulders and back in one day, obviously. They're working their way through. They're starting to, you know, get a bit of a lift. But, Snods has pulled a muscle. Oh, no. Possible. That could happen. Has he taken his creatine today? We never know. Maybe he's aching. Can't land the AWP flicks.
Yeah, maybe his arm's just a bit all over the place. I think his AWP flicks, so far, have been on point, though, so that's always a bit of a positive. Of course, it's, you know, he's always prone to tear a muscle. Happened last week, actually, or maybe the week before, so...
I've never had any complaints from any girls.
True.
So, Snods is definitely performing
Yeah, but it's not
well.
girls you're worrying about, is it? It's all more the guy department, so, you know, tough times.
What, with Snods flicks?
Who knows?
I mean, I'm not judging, so do your own thing, Snods. You can keep on with that, but yeah, definitely looking good from Snods there. All that wrist control. What do you whip for me, Flex?
Oh, we love making these little chats quite entertaining, don't we?
I don't know how many more pauses you can have in one game.
Yeah, this has been a lot of pauses. We've gone from let's keep it fashionable, let's keep it professional to screw it.
Where is Ozzy
went out the
right
window.
now? He was at Cowcow's house before. All right.
He should just play from Kakav's house again. You know, Eminem can just come on in. They can pick up the team last minute as well. You know, everything works out.
Banter.
Banter.
He's giving it for no reason. I have one of those. You've been flaked.
That's a new one. I'll give you that.
You've been flaked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Small flake.
Small flake. Just throw a few flakes.
I don't. Yeah.
What is this?
I don't know, man.
Do love a pause.
So, what gets wetter
Oh god.
when it dries?
You definitely remind me of Harold. He's done this before to me. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
has
I
happened.
showed him this. This is what we do.
You introduced him to this. This is all your fault.
Yeah. But honestly,
the problem.
what gets wetter when it dries?
I'm not even gonna ask that question. Just gonna let it sink in. That's a question for you guys at home.
Come on, man.
Nah.
It's like it's the most simple riddle. Just give me the answer.
No give.
Come on, dude. You know the answer, man.
I'm just gonna let it happen.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know the answer to the riddle, guys. If you know the answer to the riddle, get down to your local Belong by Game store now and redeem for... You can't, actually.
There is no redemption.
There's no redemption.
I mean, who knows? They might come up
There's
with
no
a riddle
redemption
challenge
from
now.
this. We've hit the peak. We're at bedrock. Just shut it down.
You know what, boys? Head to your local Belong store. Just ask for that Jackie special, and they'll hook you up. It'll be fine. They'll know.
Yeah, man.
Trust me, they'll know.
Why not? There you have it. Visit your local Belong Arena. And that's all you get from me.
Boom.
On the subject. One of those. Mic drop.
So is that mic drop, or are we talking salt? Or where are we going with this?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this has been a very weird night. We've explored a few different things. We've had some interesting narratives. Production just confirmed that they also have no idea yet again. So we're all on the same page at least.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah. So far, so good. Do you want to spice in some casual flame? Anything interesting that comes to mind?
I don't know, man. You're getting
Give me
a little
raw
bit
thoughts.
aggressive, dude. What do you want my raw thoughts on?
Anything. Talk to me. Vent your problems, Jackie. It's your time to speak.
Well, honestly, I'd have to agree that, you know, I've been playing a lot of Legend of Zelda today. It's been pretty good. I'd probably have to, on my brief period of playing the game, probably about 8 to 9 hours in so far of play because I've been traveling a lot. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I'd confirm that it is actually a really good game. The new Zelda Legend of Zelda for the new generation, it's great. Definitely takes a lot of inspiration from Skyrim. Welcome to Jack's review show.
Oh.
Joined by Flakes.
So tell me, what can you play Zelda on? Talk to me.
I can tell you where you can pick up Legend of Zelda.
God, not
At your local game store. Also, whilst you're there, why don't you pop in to Belong by Game? And also, on Mondays, play Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike Night.Monday.
League Legends, of course, available too. Dota 2 as well, if you do want to spice up your life with a bit of different MOBA action. Perhaps even some Quake Champions, who knows if they have some tasting games. We don't know.
Is Quake Champions out yet?
Not out yet, but soon. Soon TM.
TM. Small TM.
Yeah, very small.
In the bottom right.
Minuscule. You know?
Maybe top right. Never bottom left. It's alright, isn't it? Pretty good.
A good night, yeah.
Yeah. What did you get up to yesterday?
Well, a whole lot of sleeping and some UK Masters, you know, the best UK Counter-Strike that exists.
Yeah.
And, no flying, not genuinely serious, so yeah.
It's alright.
That's standard, really. What about you? I heard you bought 4 cheeseburgers last night.
Yeah, I did. I ate 3 double cheeseburgers. And
Gotta get it right, you know. They actually walked into McDonald's, and what did McDonald's say? Oh yeah.
Other food stores are available. Come on, man.
Yeah, but you gotta remember the fact that you can walk into a shop. Yeah, they run out of cheese. Thanks, Jackie.
I single-handedly shut them down. They went bankrupt.
Yep.
Much like we will after this broadcast.
Yeah, that's definitely happening. Perhaps you can just, I don't know. I'm done. So
You're right, mate. What's the 8th letter of the alphabet?
who knows at this point?
Hey, another thing Flakes doesn't know.
That's just
Tweet us,
standard, really.
hashtag Flakes doesn't know.
Yeah, make that hashtag, please. I want it to happen.
We're in.
Are we in? Finally, please. Production, save us. Save us from this cesspit that is us talking. 7-7.
2 auto snipers. Why not? That's 3 scopes on 1 team. That's 2 people without weapons that are scoped. Oh, auto sniper, reigning supreme. Immy trying to find the frag. Will allow the tags. Can't convert it into a kill just yet, unfortunately. But Shiki is green around the gills. The beast from the northeast. More like the Grinch from the northeast.
Shiki gonna take down Mighty Max, pops off with at least an opening pick. Looking now for a quick second, it will be Shaney as he tries to catch off the jump shot coming in from CTPT. You're not snods, mate. Quit while you're ahead. He can't make it work. Shaney gonna find that pick in the end of things. 1 minute 15 coming up on the clock now. Infused, a 2-man lead. And they're gonna look to keep it together as well.
Let's see if they can, though, or if it will fall apart. Marking their way towards the bomb site. Lumji will take down Immy, the battle leads. As they reign supreme. Dream as well has actually subbed instead of Ozzy, even. So Dream's back now, all of a sudden. Snods is in the scene, though. Last man left alive. 1 versus 5. Surely he will die.
It doesn't matter when, really. You can always start a bit of dramatic countdown. Wait and see if it's gonna happen. Start a 10 for you.
Interesting, though. Obviously, probably an issue arose as with Ozzy there. They've had to replace him with Dream. How will this affect things? Obviously, as well, momentum is a massive factor. There was such a long pause there that it slowed down Endpoint's winning streak. Infused now come in. They get that 8th round of the half. They win the half by 1 round. Obviously, it was a very sloppy half for either side, I'd say. It took a while for both of them to really get momentum behind them. Now, coming into this pistol round is vastly important. We need to see Endpoint get something on the board, but then again, it's the same factor for Infused as they started to let their lead slip.
It's also whether Dream is going to be keen, whether he's going to get into game and just be there ready to tap his left, right, and centre. If he wakes up in this game, he could be the MVP that Infused need.
Because that's the thing, Dream hasn't been playing. Ozzy was playing massively. He was going off round after round for Infused. Now Dream comes into effect. Can Dream actually do the damage? Shiki with the opener. That is so savage. Nice headshot as he takes down PT. You can see Lumji as well trying to aid out his teammate here. Will find another frag off on towards Immy. 3 men left stand on the side of Endpoint, but they tried to make it work. Frag going to the way of Lumji. Pickles in the elevated angle, struggling to snipe them down as they work their way in. Lots of map control has been secured, but what can Endpoint do with it?
Oh, Snods is going to try and slide into that B site, see if he can just slip on with a bomb plant as well, but that's going to be a big ask because Infused, they have the crossfires, they have the positioning, they're finding frags left, right, and centre. Look at Dream, able to find a backstab on towards Mighty Max. Now we speed on up and watch him get completely caught out by Snods. But either way, it's, yeah, a bomb site. Yes, it's that plant. But Infused, they have the clear-cut advantage, but they do lack the kit and the HP on Shiki. That's at least something that Endpoint could try and bring back into play, but this is still going to be a tough ask for them.
It's very true indeed. The flashbang goes over though, will blind SEO. Shaney is going to be the one trying to take the fight, but SEO nails him in the head. Fantastic frag, leaving it on Pickles and Shiki. Oh, but Pickles will claim the frag of SEO, leaving this one in 1 versus 2, trying to fight, trying to glide around whilst he's trapped by Forest. But they find the kill. Defuse comes in, they get that 9th round on the board. But not only that, this now sets them up to get the next 2 rounds as well, leaving them in a massive advantage.
Yeah, it's so difficult now for Endpoint because you have to kind of look at Infused and even just the simplistic aspect of Dream. You remove everyone else from that lineup for a second, you just isolate that one player. Him getting that pistol, him finding a frag in that round is going to be, okay, boys, come on, let's do this. We got this. Let's build into this now. Let's make it work. Instead of having to fight up against a brick wall, he's the one on the other side of it, which really, really helps considering, yeah, he's got big shoes to fill. Ozzy is such a hard man to deal with. But UMP for now is going to be the aim of the game, make some money, keeping it clean. They couldn't ask for anything better.
No. No one dies. Everyone stays alive. No rebuys forced out. Easy rounds. Getting closer and closer to getting round number 11 on the board. That's when things are going to get slightly tougher. But look at their economy as well. They're looking good. They have these SMGs. They've got quite a few of the frags out there. You know, that economy will start to build up. Shaney has a vast amount to play with, 5k already on the board. And it's only going to get better. Another push towards the A-bomb site though. Obviously, they do get the bomb parts down, so they have money. Snods with the AK charge, leading it. We'll get the frag on towards Lumgy. Pete as well, going to take down Shaney. This is effective.
It's disastrous is also what it is, because they left the A site wide open. They had 2 players, both of which arrived late, so neither of them was set up ready and waiting. Endpoint, they just charged on forward, they found both the picks, and now they're running right in the back lines that are CT. Snod picks up with double headshots back-to-back on Cheeky and Pickles. He's doing work right now for Endpoint, as they're left claiming 1 round that could have been completely different if they didn't choose to go for that quick all-in towards that A site where Infused were just caught with their pants down.
Yeah, Infused were left in just such an awkward situation where they really couldn't bring too much to the table. And they just got punished at the end of it all. Now, with just Dream left, trapped towards top mid. That's it. Literally, he can survive, but you've got to be dreaming if you think he's going to do anything else here. Shouldn't even find any frags. Will be able to swiftly make his way through into the following round there. But Endpoint, now you've got AKs to play with. You've got money as well. The economy is finally in the bank. Do something. Don't just let these rounds start to rack up. You did the good job of only getting Infused, only allowing Infused to actually claim 2 rounds out of the 3. We assume they'll be able to do so. You also leave their economy a little bit busted. You know, it's not as shiny, as polished as they wanted it to be. But keep hitting on that. Keep breaking. Scrape it down. Shave it down. Leave them with nothing to play with. And going into a slow A take into this one might be the key. There are going to be 3 players on the site though. So let's see if they can ward them off.
I've got to say, I'm actually going to argue the flip side of that point. I'm not sure if a slow A take could work out or not, because they've got so much reliance on this path angle working that Snarls and PP need to land their opening shots. They need to isolate triple box. They're already dropping on down. It's going to be a quick trade. Lumgy going to be doing work from Shadow. They know his position, but they're not quite dealing with it. Finally, he drops on down. Lumgy, the spray transfer, picks up a triple kill. He's eventually going to be dropped on dead, but Max getting shot with his back turn. Shaney playing over towards stairs. They can't quite trade him. They're trying to pop him off. Imi will find him eventually through the smoke, but is it enough? A 2 versus 2. They're still in ramp. They are backing off right into the arms of Shiki. He's going to hear them. He knows what is coming.
But the thing is, Shiki's in an awkward spot. They are going to be focusing towards Palace as well. They come out, sure, he might get the 1 pack, and they should follow it up. Oh, Shiki! They were so heavily focused towards T-spawn, they're not going to clear it. They walk their way round. They got too far out. And they get shot down. And now, Endpoint, instant reset off the back of that. Sure, they have money to play with it, so they can rebuy into it. It's not going to be too bad. But that is so awkward. That's a round they should have won. Now leaving themselves on an 8-11 scoreline. Infused going to be riding off the back of that as well. If their economy doesn't get busted even further, they can actually start to build something up here.
What Endpoint need are quick, witty plays. They need to find points of abuse for Infused and use them nice and quickly. Speed is such a big element for them. If they go slow, Infused will beat them every single time. So we have to see how they're going to play this. Try and abuse underpass. Maybe that's a point of aggression that you can try and bring to the plate. But Shaney, he's going to be watching this. They've got crossfires in place. They've got Shiki as well playing from short. This still could be a big arse. It's early damage. It's nothing really too big. Only even 10 HP spread amongst 2 players. But it's the aggression from Hugh saying, we're here and we're here to stay.
Yeah, that's true. They need to try and set their mark, make their move, and really prove that they want to try and do some damage here. You will see the elevated boost coming out though. Shiki does have his eyes on it, trying to focus. Oh, he will spot out Ezio, but he's getting spammed down from behind. Imi can trade him, but it's a little bit too late to stop him from killing Ezio. Now the approach comes towards the A-bomb site. They're basically just going to have to commit already. As you can see, they've gone for the push out of Palace. Easily now, Molotov goes through, then leaves their charge in. Imi trying to find the frag, jumping round. Somehow they whiff massively. Snods gets killed towards Pickles as well. This is looking good. Lumgy's in the rear, but he doesn't have the gear as he gets punished.
I've never seen so many players whiff so much in my life. That is absolutely ridiculous for Infused. They had all the angles in check. They were in all the right positions to deal with that push, and then they just didn't know how to use their mouse and keyboard to actually play CSGO. Disastrous stuff from Infused, because this round should be going their way.
Yep, it just looks weird. Everyone just kind of missed. They had a bit of a panic. There was a massive apple crumble on display. And it's not really what you want.
See, the question is how much money do they have left? Perhaps there's a good time to kind of throw that scoreboard up right now, because I want to see exactly how much dollar will they have going into this next round. Because we know they had a little bit on Shaney, but yeah, they don't have too much.
It's not great. Obviously, they're going to get that small bit of cash added to it, but it's not fantastic. That is going to be another round on the board now for Endpoint. That brings them up to a 9-11 scoreline. I mean, sure, you're getting somewhere at the very least, but it's just not enough. I feel like Endpoint keep having these moments of individual brilliance, slight flashes in the pan, but then they're getting reset. Into this one, though, obviously, because it's the reset for the economy of Infused, they're not going to have that money out. They do have Dream with the M4, but that's all they have. You want more, really. So the push comes through anyway. Mighty Max will go out to take down Lumgy. The response does go through the Pickles with the USP. So there's the trades all over the gas. They're looking good as they push their way in towards the bomb site. So, luckily enough, there isn't going to be any shenanigans coming through with the pistols of Infused.
Yeah, thankfully, they're keeping it for the most part clean. They do lose 2, but that's the kind of the bare minimum, the standard that you'd expect from these pistols, right? They want to find those from those 2 picks. Have a little bit of economic impact, force up some rebuys, but Endpoint, they're looking fairly healthy right now. They've managed to go get a check up at the doctors, everything's working out, they're taking their meds. Meanwhile, Infused are still kind of there, rammed up against a brick wall. They've not really got too much they can work with. Their economy is still all but non-existent. Got about $3,000, but, well, that's not really enough at all. Pistols yet again.
As the push coming towards that A-bomb site, the nade goes over. It does blow PT and Snods out of the server, but there is 2 trades back, leaving them in a 3 versus 3. The Molotov doesn't burn Lumgy out of position, though, but it doesn't matter as they clear it anyway. Nice play from Matt. You can see Dream trying to connect these shots with his Eagle, but he is struggling as he's forced through position, and it just falls to him and Shiki left in this 2 versus 4. Shiki is actually coming up from behind, though.
That flank could be useful, but the problem is it's so reliant on those Eagle shots landing right now that Dream as well needs to find an early pick. He needs that 2 versus 2. They push him in CT, they isolate him, they play it smart, and it all but works out. You can't really expect Shiki to be able to make this one work now. He can look for some impact here and there, he can try and drop that bomb planter if he so chooses. But even then, playing for this clutch win is going to be tough. He has no Kevlar. He has 1 Sultry Flash, no kit. He's got to go quick. Endpoint, they don't even need to face this, and when they do, just face together, find the trade.
That goes over, and Shiki goes for the peak. But both of them had the angle covered. The crossfire, they're just going to rattle into him, take him down. They get another run on the board there, bringing it up to 11-11. Another pause comes in, of course.
Do love the pauses, don't we, in this matchup? I don't think we've had this many pauses at all throughout this season, but, you know, things happen.
I wonder what this pause is for.
Can it even be a tactical pause? Nope, it's technical because someone's just left the server Infused.
Wait,
is that Dream? Dream is gone.
Maybe Aussie's back.
Is Aussie back?
Maybe his internet's working again.
Is that a good thing, though? You sub out a player due to tech issues, you sub someone in, and then you sub them back out, like, what, 4 or 5 rounds later? I don't know if that's a good thing, because Dream was warm, Aussie might not be.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's been out for a little bit of time. And we're back. Hi, guys.
Oh, here we go. There we go. Hi, guys. How you doing today? Hope all is good. Yeah.
Yep.
Been there before?
Yeah, that's right. It's another pause.
So, what can we dive into here? I think, you know, we're looking at equal standpoints with these teams. I think Endpoint, they're on a path to success right now. But the problem with that is that it's very easy for someone just to snipe in and say, yeah, it's all well and good, you're succeeding, but you know what, we also want to crush your dreams too. And I think for Endpoint, that's the harsh reality right now. There's always someone there to try and wreck their day. And with Infused, because you have all that raw talent, we were talking about Endpoint popping off, but it's the same sort of storyline for both of these teams. So what is to stop Infused now from taking this round, edging back out that lead, and trying to claim the win? It's almost a reversal of what we saw in that first map.
Yeah, there's a possibility for that. Obviously, that's the thing. They can try and come in there, just work their way through. But there's been so many iffy moments from either side in this matchup that's been weird. Like, before we saw Endpoint looking like they should have closed out the game very easily. But they just didn't. They just sort of went too far south and all of a sudden didn't really go the way you wanted it to. Cobblestone got lost in the end over 30 rounds, and you come into this and it's like, okay, maybe this is going to be different. Maybe this is where they actually start to lock it down a little bit. But then, once again, bad start. Takes a while to find their foot in. Now they're just equal.
Just equal, which is really kind of a a fair way, but a harsh way of almost putting it in both sides of the argument, depending on which team you hit towards. And it kind of puts us at the point now where we're sitting here and going, you know what, we want to talk about things. But what do you discuss? Because it's a waiting game. We're waiting to see what they've got to show for. Now we get to see 2 equal buy rounds again. Are we going to see the same style from Endpoint that is good, where they don't necessarily go too quickly, but they approach it the right way? Or are Infused just going to do the same sort of thing, but nice and better, basically?
Yeah.
It's like, basically, who's going to play better CS? It's a great analysis.
It is true. Because we've spoke about everything that could possibly be spoken about, because there's been 18 pauses.
Yeah, this is the hard part, right? Where we've literally discussed so many different crevices of all of these players. We've pretty much covered all their history right back to when they first even touched CSGO. Where do we go from this?
I don't know, man. Should we go and steal the Declaration of Independence?
Why not? That could be a good plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other Nick Cage films are available, of course. What happened to Nick Cage? What's he doing now,
I
eh?
haven't actually seen him in a film for quite a while.
What's
What's he do with that? I don't know.
If you guys know, tweet us. Hashtag UK Masters. What's your favourite Nicolas Cage film?
Oh, let's not even go specific. What's your favourite film in general? Let us know. What's your favourite film in general?
I don't know. I forgot now.
Oh,
You put me on the spot and it's gone.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
Oof, done.
It's left me. What's yours?
I don't know. I'm trying to think now. Like there's been some pretty good films. I think Logan's pretty sick right now, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of a good one. So
It's definitely
Logan being out. Other films, of course, are available.
That's my line.
Let's steal it now. Why not? You know, who needs credit? No one needs credit.
So,
The things we do, dude. The things we do.
you got any pets?
Nah. Got any pets? Got a cat, dog?
I used to have a cat.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
It died.
Yeah, same. Sad times.
I used to have a gerbil.
Oh.
Actually, it was a hamster. But I had a hamster.
Okay. Well, tell us the story of what happened. What was his name?
Can't remember, to be honest.
Okay.
But
You were clearly ever so attached.
it used to live in my conservatory.
Oh.
And during winter, the conservatory get very cold. And I came downstairs one day and it had died. And I poked it to see if it was alive. So I went, it's not moving. And it was just solid. And it had froze to death and died.
I had that with my goldfish out in the conservatory. It was on a low shelf. Had a dog at the same time. Dog may have tried to eat the goldfish. You know, just standard.
It's gone well.
Yeah. Clearly needed rush to get pets.
I don't know, man. If you guys have had any pets that have died, tweet us. Hashtag UK Masters.
Oh.
We'd like to know. Tell us. Answers on a postcard. P.O. Box 18 One Tree Road. Riverdale. Louisiana, America.
I tried.
So,
So,
thought about buying any pets?
no, not really. You know, it's just a kind of a pain when you travel and stuff. It's just like, what do you do with them? It's like,
That's true.
it's true. You got any pet? You thinking about buying a pet? Maybe a new gerbil, new hamster?
I fancy getting a dog.
Get a dog. What brand of dog?
What brand? I
Yeah.
like that. I always say brand of dog
Brand?
as well.
Yeah, I think
people say breed.
Breed is like.
Brand. Yeah.
I was definitely trying to go for breed, but.
I fancy like the meme dog. You know, like the Shibe.
Oh yeah.
One of those. Maybe a meme
Do you think
dog.
your girlfriend would be a fan though of a
Yeah.
meme dog? Does she embrace
I
the
think
memes?
she appreciates them.
She appreciates the meme.
Maybe
Good
one of those. That'd be good.
Yeah, yeah. Could be good. You got a name for it?
I don't know. I was thinking about getting a Chihuahua as well, a brown one, and calling it Burrito.
Why not?
Hey, look, we're in. Cheeky. What can he actually do here? Can he be the key? Or will he just be sheep? No, he will find one frag. Lumgy as well, going to connect the headshot off on towards Ezio. Looking good as the push seems to come in towards that B bomb site. Ozzy returning to form, straight back into the server, and straight back into doing what he does best. Going blow for blow, taking down 2 big members of the Endpoint side. Mighty Max now as well, trying to weave his way around the bomb site, hoping to find something. But Ozzy comes in straight away with a hat-trick and claims the 12th round for Infused.
Yeah, so it's worked out pretty well. But at Endpoint, they do have a whole lot of money spread on certain players. You know, you're looking at 7,000 or so on Immy and Mighty Max. Lena rip. But, of course, on the flip side of things, Infused, they're starting to build back into this now. They got the AD of Hugh and Shaney. They've got all these players really starting to wake up a little bit again. So it's that kind of round trading show. We don't know where this is going to head. It's just a matter of what team is going to play in which way and kind of how does that meet up against each other. Are we seeing a perfectly met jigsaw puzzle or 2 teams just bashing heads that just doesn't quite work?
Well, let's see. As the push comes through, out of punish, Pickles playing from Sandwich. No one wants Pickles in their sandwich as he gets killed. Shaney gonna fire back as well, takes down Snod. Imi on the site, trying to cause a stir. They will get the crossfire off on towards Lumji in the end, but it's 2 players left. Can the Padawan and the Master pick this round up? As Imi is left with SEO as they try and make their approach through. The peak goes out, SEO diving through the smoke, hoping to find that first frag. Obviously they have the bomb with them, but they need to try and get another kill here, make the situation a little bit easier to handle. But from behind, Shiki once again, always so sneaky with these stealthy kills as he takes down Imi, and it just falls onto the Padawan.
Yeah, Ezio now work completely cut out of him, tries to meander his way over on towards this B site, but what on earth can he possibly do here? The minute he even goes for the jump, he's got a player being the distraction from short, almost a short back inside, ready, set, lined up on him as he peeks and out, waiting. But there you have it, Shaney going to skim right on through with the AWP, deletes him from existence. Not quite the haircut he's looking for.
Short back and AWP, please, Chief.
That works. 13-11.
Yeah, they get another round, don't they?
Yeah, that's another round of CSGO, which means one crucial thing. The economy of Endpoint is completely stripped aside. You've got some good players who can drop those pistols, but arguably look at this and go, you know, this isn't prime time buying territory. The real estate is all gone wrong. Instead, they are going to have to save.
I think Max has bought a flip side spray and sprayed it on the floor. Obviously, because they beat flip side, it's a bit of a thing.
Yeah, why not?
But they're getting...
Oh, cheers, Max. This is why.
Alright then. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he kill SEO actually?
There's got a bit of beef between them, you know, just a bit of a subtle problem. They don't talk about it publicly, but there's definitely a subtle gripe there.
Sexual tension.
14-11. Trying to keep on track.
Flip side, of course. On the flip side of things, let's see how this game is going to go. As the push comes out, back into it. They need to do something now. It's now or never. As Endpoint, they're letting it slip. They're coming to the end point of this game, and they need to turn the tables. Ooh, push comes out. SCR unfortunately is going to be blinded, though. Lumji kills him and already puts them into a deficit.
Imi, maybe they're waiting towards the top mid, trying to at least pry open a bit of a frag, but even then that seems like a treasure chest that he just doesn't quite have the code to. Shaney, meanwhile, gets a lot of information coming from window. Molotov's landing directly at his feet. Snods nearly giving himself up on a silver platter, but the smoke acts as the perfect covering line. Then our Max to boost up, look towards short, but also prying the AW away from the action. But that Molotov does do a good bit of spread damage, which is certainly something to look towards. But for now, it's still a man advantage. It's still Max trying to pull back that difference. Lumjo towards stairs. There's a huge risk here. Defcon 1 for him.
Kills him though. Does find the frag. Nicely done. Oh, the double upset up though! Oh, the double kill even. Shaney, as he connects it, kills them. I mean, what's even the point? Just Pete left right now as he holds towards connector, playing from that blind spot, but Shiki's going to find it. 15th round, claimed by Infused. And this is not good. Endpoint have no money to play with. Their economy is basically broken. They're going to have to go for a little bit of a skimpy do on their weapons. As they get the Galils out, they get the UMPs as well. Very restricted utility up against the complete arsenal, the absolute war machine of Infused right now.
Yeah, the Army of Infused is really just brushing them aside after all of these pauses, back-to-back stutter-stepping almost in this game. Infused seem like they have the edge to shut this one down. Endpoint going for a bit of a skinny dip over towards mid. They find themselves one for their job, but Lumji straight back on the trade. PT going aggressive towards B-Apps, but Ozzy still popping off, still able to do the work. This is looking done and dusted. Stods trying to pull things back, trying so desperately, because he's played his absolute heart out in this series. He's played to prove something to his opposition, to his mentor, to the people who are like, why is he joining Endpoint? All of those reasons merge into one. But it doesn't matter anymore. He's in a 2 versus 3. One time to shine, overcoming every other clutch that he's made happen.
Trying to prove it's Dutch CSGO, but it isn't going to work out that way. Infused will get the defuse. Ooze. I've been amused.
Yeah, things have happened. Stuff has been said. The only thing I have to add to that conversation is that, from Production's words, we're sorry. I don't know what you've had to endure.